it one more time for Magdalena Fox shaking her ass. Give us some money. Look at that. That's $1. Her ass is worth more than $1. Seriously. Like she takes Sacagawea coins too.
She does. Special slot.
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
Go ahead.
Let's do this. Growing up in the suburbs of Seattle, I used to have these farm-like fantasies. Like I saw movies like Free Willy, Fly Away Home, Harry and the Hendersons, and I wanted some sort of wild animal living in my house with me that I would domesticate and be best friends with. So when I went to college in small town Oregon, instead of doing meth, I went to the tack and feed store where I would go around, and I was that creeper who never bought anything but chose to just touch the quail, rabbits, gerbils, whatever was there in those tin tubs. And as I was walking out one day, I saw this sandwich board sign that said, "Pre-order your ducks today." So I went over and asked the lady in the smock, and she said, "Ducks are only $5. So I ordered 2. And I left that day, and I went back to my dorm, didn't tell my roommates. Went on with my life and forgot about them. So one day in March, I got the call. The eggs had hatched. And I had 2 Peking ducks waiting for me at the edge of town. So I hopped in my car and drove down, picked up a tiny little box, and opened it up, sweatshirt, and sat on my shoulders, and were staring out the windshield. And I thought, this is going to be the start of a beautiful friendship. Zanzibar and little lady, it's you and me now. So we went and I bought an incubator light and some shavings in a box, and some weird feed they said I could give them, and a book that said how to raise your duck. So I got to chapter 12, and it was all simple things like feed it, give it water, and I was like, I could have done this my whole life. Why the fuck did I wait till now? And then I got to chapter 12, and said they have 4 years to live. And then it gave me a marinade recipe with rosemary. And this whole time I've been eating them to slaughter. I trusted this handbook for guidance. But I knew those 4 years were bogus, and that Zanzibar would live forever. Home. And my little brother was leaving for college, so we could play on words. So I loaded up Zanzibar and little lady into my car, and I drove 4 hours up I-5 north to Seattle. The whole time, white feathers streaming out of my car. Little kids terrified of the gas station, wondering what is she doing with those, if they were my best friends. So we got to Seattle, and my parents treated them like they were their own, like they were me. My mom got up at 5 a.m. and chopped up romaine lettuce she bought at Costco in bulk, so they could eat like kings. And when she wasn't looking, they ate the heads off all of her flowers, all their eggs, everything annihilated. And my dad would blow up kiddie pools for them to swim in, and it was truly the summer of love. us. And that Zanzibar's legacy would live forever in my backyard. Take off back to Oregon, and I leave Zanzibar and the love child alone in my parents' backyard. And I'm at this trashy bar called Lumpy's Landing in rural Oregon, listening to some Kelly Clarkson pre-Idol makeover singing Angel by Sarah McLachlan when I get the call. It's Nance again, my mom on the line, and she tells me that there's been yet another attack. This time I got bad news. The love child murdered by a raccoon. Yeah, I know, right? So Zanzibar had one of his eyes slashed out. And she, through tears, says, "It's just like losing one of you kids." Which was disturbing to me because I feel like you should grieve my death more than that of a second-generation duck. Bred from incest. But all the same, I got my brother's BB gun and headed up. It's been 3 nights on the back deck waiting for that raccoon to come back. He never did. He knew better. A mother's instinct. My dad went online and spent $1,000 on a compound about the size of a stage with steel trap doors.